Former US President Donald Trump thrashed China every single day of his presidency. Joe Biden, on the other hand, cannot help but drool over the Chinese Communist Party, while the former president played a tremendous role in exposing China's culpability in allowing the deadly virus to spread across the world and wreak havoc. The man currently occupying the White House seems to be ensuring that China is acquitted for its crimes against humanity. And helping Joe Biden in this endeavor to woo China is none other than the liberal media. Hi and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I am your host Rohan Sachdeva, and in this video, we'll talk about Donald Trump and Joe Biden's contrasting approach in dealing with China's role in spreading the coronavirus across the globe. Perceptions change when leaders change. Strong leaders never let the truth fizzle out, whereas weak leaders often let their own people down. This is particularly true in the case of two US presidents, Donald Trump and Joe Biden. While Trump was able to expose China and its role in creating the ongoing pandemic, Biden has simply given Beijing a free pass. The incumbent US president is allowing the world to forget China's misdeeds. We know for a fact that it was Trump who ensured that China was blamed for mishandling the COVID-19 outbreak during the first wave of the current pandemic. It was solely due to Trump's intervention that the world at large blamed China for mishandling the outbreak of the virus. In fact, had it not been for Trump, the Democrats in the US, left liberals across the world, and the mainstream liberal media would have rather portrayed China as a victim. Initially, this pattern was also seen in the media's coverage of the COVID-19 outbreak. However, the former US president did ensure that China wasn't able to get away so easily. When the first COVID-19 wave gripped the planet, there were many individuals and organizations in the free world which were trying to either praise or sympathize with China. But then, it was former US President Donald Trump who brought up the issues of transparency in China's handling of the coronavirus pandemic. Trump referred to coronavirus as the Chinese virus and directly held China culpable for creating a global pandemic. Trump kept facing several pushbacks from American and other global media outlets for exposing China's role in the pandemic. He was called racist and was bullied by the American media during press conferences simply for launching verbal assaults on China over the pandemic. But Trump never relented, and soon, Beijing's mishandling of the coronavirus pandemic became too clear to be ignored, even for the American liberal media. In fact, Trump's pressure was such that the general pattern of media coverage during the first wave of the COVID-19 pandemic remained critical of China. However, with Biden in the Oval Office, the narrative has completely changed. Biden loves China, just like his friends in the American liberal media. So it is hardly a surprise that no one is talking about China's role in spreading the dangerous virus anymore. No one is really concerned about how China's lies have killed millions across the globe. In fact, Biden's influential friends have now been trying to project China as a responsible and generous global power. The liberal media's coverage about China mostly revolves around how the communist nation is offering help to other countries in terms of vaccine supplies and other medical equipment like oxygen concentrators, masks, and medicines. Make no mistake about it, even during the first wave of the coronavirus pandemic, when Trump was at the helm of affairs in the US, China did try what analysts called mask diplomacy. But the Trump administration ensured that Beijing's opportunistic actions backfired. The defective Chinese testing kits and faulty masks were exposed by the media, presumably under the pressure of the Trump administration's relentless criticism of China. But while Trump prevented China's mask diplomacy, Biden is letting China's vaccine diplomacy succeed. Biden and the American mainstream media understand that public memory is often very short-lived. This is exactly what they are exploiting to make the world forget about China's misdeeds. By the end of the pandemic, the Biden administration might as well acquit the paper dragon for its heinous crimes against humanity.